Tress's hedge fund, Daniel Lacalle. Now, Daniel, AP's recent analysis of a dozen countries most indebted to China showed that some are so indebted that they're just months away from collapse. That's so alarming. What's your assessment of this report, and is it really that bad?
I think it's very concerning because the Belt and Road Initiative was basically an enormous spread of very thinly analyzed credit to nations that relied on a revenue stream that is not coming, that is not evident in any shape or form. So the Chinese government and Chinese institutions were giving a lot of credit to nations in exchange for access either to commodities or very large infrastructure projects. However, neither the infrastructure projects have generated the economic return that was initially expected, not even close to that, as the report shows the vast majority are heavily loss-making. No? And the commodity side of the trade, in which part of the loans would be paid with commodities, is also something that is not helping in any shape or form, because as we have seen in the past year, commodity prices have been falling quite significantly.
And the report also points to China's secretive lending practices, many times defying the standard rules and lending practices, which would then give itself an advantage. Are these revelations a surprise to you?
Well, not surprising. There's no free money. And a lot of these countries thought that, you know, there was almost an ideological perspective saying, we're going to exit the evil credit standards of the West and the United States, and we're going to leave the IMF and the American banks, and we're going to enter into huge loans with Chinese entities, believing that Chinese entities would give credit in, almost like free money, like a donation. And obviously that doesn't exist. And what they have found is simply that if a country is entering into difficulties with its creditors and is not reliable for Western creditors, they may get credit with China, but China is not giving that credit for free, and certainly the conditions are much more onerous than what many of these countries believed. Obviously, there's a whole chain of conditions, starting from obviously repaying them as maturities happen. Second, exchanging for commodities. Third, entering into larger credit demands. And obviously, this is what tends to happen when some nations think that they can sort of avoid the traditional financial system and enter into some form of new type of financing, which is not new, is simply even more aggressive than what they allegedly escaped from.
So how do you see these revelations affecting global lending dynamics?
Well, it's certainly a tightening of credit conditions, certainly a much weaker access to credit from to all of these nations that decided to be very specific and very vocal about their willingness to avoid any type of exposure to Western credit, etc. It's going to be very, very challenging because they're facing the reality right now. They're facing, on the one hand, that they're entering into very substantial challenges with the Chinese institutions. Furthermore, that the Chinese institutions are not lending more. They're actually demanding the repayments. And at the same time, they have closed the door on the traditional and open financial system of the West, and they're showing that many of these nations, unfortunately, are showing that their ability to be to repay their loans is very, very limited. So a credit crunch is absolutely inevitable.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel Lacalle. Great to have you on.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, leave your comments below, and keep defending freedom. Thank you very much.